Hey YouTube! So today I'm making a craft long sleeved shirt out of stretchy fabric. So stretchy fabric is hard to sew, but it is possible. So I hope you enjoy this short little back to sewing video. It's been a while and I'm confused. Anyway, my first step is to fold over and pin the sleeve cuffs. And this is just a simple little shirt. Anyone can do it. Lots of times when sewing with stretchy fabrics, you need to pull the fabric on both sides a slight bit while you are sewing, which helps keep the stretch. But be careful, if you pull too much, the fabric's going to stretch out and not gonna ease back. Although sometimes it helps with a wash afterwards. Next I fold over and pin the collar of the front and back sides, because wanting to do it at another time is going to be really difficult. Yes, if you sew it after you've finished sewing the front and back pieces together at the shoulders and the sleeves, then you can get a neater collar, but it's not worth it in my opinion, because well, it's a very small hole and well, pretty much you can mess up easily, and especially with stretch fabric you can cause a bit of damage, mainly because my stretchy fabrics tend to be fabrics that don't need to be finished off all that much. So unless, well, even finishing off can, well, make it so that you don't have the stretch anymore. So if you, in my past experience, when I've tried to sew a small hole, well, finish off a small hole like the collar would have been, then pretty much I ended up almost ruining the fabric, because it's sewing, messing up, and the moving stitches, sewing again, messing up again, and so on. So for me at least, that slight bit of a neater finish isn't worth it. Next I'm going to pin and sew the front and back together at the shoulders. And because this is such a short seam, I will be tying off the ends of the thread afterwards. And listening to my background noise of dogs barking and birds chirping. It's a lovely Saturday morning and it's nice to listen to. After sewing that, the next step is to pin in the sleeves into the sleeve holes, which is a bit annoying. So for some reason I skipped the footage, but I'm sure you've seen me do it several times. Then I pin the inner arm seam and what's it called? It's been a while since I've done a sewing video. But anyway, I pin and sew that seam from the arm, from the sleeve down to the torso. I usually start by pinning the cuff, then pinning the armpits to make sure that all the seams line up, and then pinning the bottom of the shirt or whatever you might be making. Also, when working with stretchy fabrics, remember to, use the right grain so that your fabric is stretchy in the right way. You don't want to accidentally cut your fabric and then it stretches along the length of the torso, not the width, and then it doesn't fit. Back when I first started sewing, I made that mistake quite a bit. Oh yes, and before I sew the side seams, if I remember the word, I pin over and sew the bottom hem of the shirt, because like I said, small holes don't do well with sewing machines. And if you ask me why I do it with a sewing machine, well, I can't really do stretch fabric with hand sewing, and my hand sewing is ugly AF. Anyway, so I sew that, and then sew up the side seams, making sure all my edges align properly and making sure my fabric is straight. And then you're pretty much done. You just turn it inside out and fit it on the doll. Since it's a stretchy fabric, there's not that much requirements on the sizing. It's, at least the shirt that I made is supposed to sit tightly on the torso of the doll. And because it's a stretchy fabric, it can go onto the doll from top or bottom. But please try to do it from the top. I don't know what made me decide to put it on from the bottom, because even if your fabric is stretchy, it can still be stretched out if you stretch it too much. And there's our cropped short long sleeved shirt. it just needs a wash and an ironing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short little video, and stay tuned for next time. Next video is going to be on Halloween. Bye.